I scratched myself. Hi, welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. We are live on Periscope and on YouTube. I go live on Periscope every single day, 7 days a week for 3 hours a day, and sometimes I go live on YouTube too. I've actually been live on YouTube 3 times today and Periscope 3 times today. Earlier we did a valuation of Planet Fitness stock, then we did a recap of episode 6 of season 40 of Survivor, Winners at War, and now we are doing a book review on Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, which I just finished reading last night. It's not clickbait, it's real. This is real. I'm doing a book review about this book. Thank you for inviting your followers. Matt, first comment to the broadcast. I know, Hayden, when I go live from my computer, there's no call and guess. I totally forgot. Hey, yes, you're on YouTube. You were the first comment on YouTube, Hayden. Throw the book away. Hi, Mom. Look, my mom was on YouTube earlier, and now she's on Periscope. I love this. Hi, Mom. Hi, Joe. Joe-hio, what a good username. Hey, Michael. Twitten, Sarah, Dave. Just Twitten says good book. I know, Hayden thinks it's a pretty good book. I thought it was a pretty good book. Austy's new book is How to Man Up Without a Pop Socket. Berto, that, I would buy that. Well, I don't know if I would buy it, but I would recommend it to other people. Well, make more of me, then maybe it'll be better than just 2 of me. Guess who? Just a quick stop on your way to bed. Yeah, my mom finished reading a book last night too. So me and my mom have this super cheesy thing that we do that I love so much. Makes me so happy, but it's going to make you feel like, because it's a little too sappy, I kind of hate everything. Maybe. Which is that we both text each other every day how many pages we've read of any books or anything. So her commitment is she tries to read 10 pages a day, which helped me to, like, we keep each other accountable, right? So then I message her how many pages I read each day. Sometimes it's none. And then it's like, oh crap, like she's reading, I'm not reading. So it really helps us to both get books read throughout the year. And we both have goals that we want to reach throughout the year of how many books we want to read. And then last night we both finished a book. She finished reading a book at like the afternoon. I finished reading the book at night. And I was like, what the hell? We both finished a book today? Freaky. Mother-daughter connection. I read that book in 2004. Yeah, so this book is actually from the 80s. This book was put out, I believe, in 1987, and it's pretty interesting stuff. It's not the Trump that we know today. I mean, I'm sure he has a lot of similarities from back then, but he was a lot younger, and in a way, a lot less successful. You know, he hadn't experienced the level of success he has now. He had experienced a lot of success at that point, and probably not as much failure and letdown at that point yet. Been shopping today. Looks like ink cartridge and light bulb soup for tonight's dinner. Crazy world. Hey, ha 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 ha. Organic worship. Hi. This is the type of scope you like? Oh, good. I'm glad. Oh, and big shout out before I dive in too deep. Thank you to everyone who makes this show and this channel possible. People like it, so I'm glad. I like it too. I like doing it. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for the surprise. I love you and miss you so much. Did you have fun playing your game earlier today? Is it a good book? I actually thought it was a pretty good book. Now, a lot of the information is a bit outdated because it's not... It's old, right? It's a book from the 80s, okay? It's not like this is a book he wrote during his presidency. It's not really modern. It's not... This is like before emails, you know? This is like... before computers. I mean, this is like there were computers, you know, maybe people were sending emails, but this is a lot of like phone calls, face-to-face meetings, flying around the world to interact with people. You know, it wasn't as globally connected as it now is, which is really interesting to kind of read that and see, like, you know, that how he is in the modern world of today and how he's viewed and kind of how he got to where he is today. Oh my god, hi! Wanna see me completely change this broadcast? Hayden! How did that... What? I read comments for 2 seconds. He does this all the time. You see this red gun back here? Now I have to go shoot that thing off like 10 times. Because I keep freezing for you. This is driving me crazy. I'm gonna mess with my bitrate right now while we're live. Don't panic. Because I think this might have something to do with it. Periscope gave me special permission to use faster, higher speed bitrate at one point, but I feel like they like throttled me back down, maybe because I hang out with Hayden, and so now I'm gonna try this. Tell me if it's any better. Because I'm not dropping any frames on my end, so it's not my internet, it's not my computer, it's not my OBS. Everyone watching on YouTube is probably having zero problems, but Periscope has a really hard time processing me, it seems like. Hey, Martin. Hayden! What's happening? It is an old book, yes. Thank you, Beckham. Hey, what's up? Hey, Duo Dad. Let me read that book so I can learn how to be the next asshole president. Well, Midnight, feel free. You're freezing a lot, frozen, broken. Only book I've read with 4 chapter 11s. Can't hear you. You're frozen, choppy chop. He isn't a self-made millionaire. Periscope's going wild today with no banners. Juice, hey, tattoos and beer. Boom! Were you booing me? It looked like you were booing me. I learned I suck at games now. Okay, if you can't fix it, it's okay. I'll just see you next time. I think I did fix it. You do realize there was an email in the 80s, right? I'm not totally sure because I know that Ed said when he was a kid, he would play games on the computer. So I was like, well, I don't know if there was email. I wasn't born yet. You're just freezing a super ton, not freezing at all. I emailed people in the 80s all the time. I was 2, but I found a way. Have a good one. I like what you're doing. Thank you. You too. The connection is fine. What's happening? It's fine. They must have iPhones. Dare time. I haven't had any issues. Morally Sound, thank you for the super hearts. I gotta catch up. These people tripping. You're fine. Parvati. I know. Phantom. I know. That was my last broadcast, was a Survivor recap. Be right back. Gonna get a chocolate crepe, but I'll be listening to your lovely voice, my online love. Oh my god, you're my online love. Stop sending hearts, making it lag. I don't think it's that. Don't blame Hayden for making this channel possible. Thank you, Hayden, for the super hearts. I swear I'm going to talk about this book. If you guys don't know, I am a live streamer. I go live every single day, 7 days a week for 3 hours a day. And when I get a certain number of super hearts, I shoot off this cash cannon. And usually when I'm live from my computer, people don't really send super hearts because, like, it's more professional and all that. But Hayden doesn't give up. Thank you for the super hearts, Hayden. This is perfect because this is a Donald Trump book, and I feel like Donald Trump would appreciate a cash cannon. Like, he's gonna hire me now. I'm gonna be on the next Apprentice. Periscope Celebrity Apprentice. And now he's saying it's dare time. Hayden, I'm trying to do a book review. Can't we draw a dare in the next broadcast? There's money everywhere. We don't care about that stupid book. That's one person. Other people do. People are asking, is it a good book? I love this book. Good book. Just saying Peter. Wait, I can't put your name there unless you support on the website. Trump's going to be canceled. I disagree. Excited to hear about the book. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Dub doesn't care, so that's true. When he's not reelected, he could go back to Apprentice. He will be reelected. You really think Biden's going to beat him? Don't Trump sucks, look at his economy. It's plummeting, his economy. Are you saying that Trump manufactured the coronavirus? All right. Hayden, with what number? Just no number next to it? Just like... like this? You see it at the bottom? Just Peter. Just... people will ask questions. Apparently not, Phantom. Apparently not. Oh, crap, I forgot to make Hayden a moderator. I wonder if I can do it while I'm live. Well, this is this book review. So, hi, welcome to my book reviews, where sometimes we talk about books, and usually it takes us 30 minutes to get to the book. Okay, I love you, Mom. Good night. Let me do something real quick. Hold on. I can't see comments for a second. I'm doing something real quick. Real freaking quick. Add. Peter. Done. Okay. Now go back to the broadcast. How do I get to it? This. View broadcast. Oops, almost stopped it. Okay, we're here. Ta-da! Try going out and back in, Hayden. See if you can moderate now. Hi, Austin. I heard you were coming out with a new book called How to Man Up Without a Pop Socket. All right. Thank you so much, Hayden, for all of the super hearts. It's hard not being able to go to the gym. That's true. SDJ, get the Planet Fitness app. And also for women, if you are a woman, I don't know, but there's probably things for men too. There's an app called Workout for Women. And I downloaded both of those. And I also have the Just Dance game for my Nintendo Switch. And I played that live yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Yes, Hayden. Yes. Hi, Chris. Aw, Dylan, thank you. I think you're the coolest ever. All right, let's talk about the book a little bit before Hayden, derails this again. It won't take too long. And actually, Hayden read this book about a year ago, so we read it for a similar reason. He became president. People are like, hey, what do you think about his book? What do you think about him? And I'm like, I don't really know anything about him. I'm not his biggest fan. I did vote for him. However, I don't know anything about his book. So I decided to read it. He read it before me. He's better than me. It's fine. All right, twin, we hear you, okay? Ad hominem is not the proper way to engage in a debate. Working out is the new eating ice cream. How did you know I ate ice cream tonight? Just wondering. How do you know that I covered it in sprinkles? I don't know, Sarah. Some people say that it's fine. Other people were saying it was freezing really bad. I tried to change the numbers. I do want to talk about this book. I'm sure it's probably fine on YouTube. Just watch on YouTube. It's probably fine over there, I would assume. It probably has me at... Oh, fuck. Now my connection's amazing. Hang on, I gotta now my phone doesn't know that I'm live, and it's like trying to shut down my broadcast. It's not shutting down my broadcast, but it's gonna make me keep touching the screen. Whatever, the quicker I get through this, the quicker we can just go live from my phone and stop dealing with the computer crap. So let's just do that. Oh my god, 107,000 super hearts. You're the best. I love you, Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, anything else I can change? Not really. Video. I could try to change the resolution, but I wouldn't. I'd have to end the broadcast. Okay. You'd rather hear about Harry Potter? Chris Angeles. Follow her. She was reading Harry Potter yesterday, I think. All right. Trump, The Art of the Deal. So this book has 14 chapters. The first chapter and the last chapter are related to each other. The first chapter is called A Week in the Life, and it is a breakdown of kind of step-by-step different calls that he has, different meetings he has, what they're about, what the purpose is, who he's interacting with, what deals he's trying to make or what deals he's in the process of making, his thought process going into how he's going to move forward with these deals, why he's considered starting and making these deals, how he thinks is the best way to go around it, what kind of obstacles are in his way, and kind of how he's navigating that, as well as a little bit about his family, about his son. Is there more than one son? His kids, I'll say. His wife at the time, Ivana, who he speaks very highly of throughout the book, yet is no longer married to. Love that man. Hi, Brents. Hey, I can't. Okay. Let me get it. Brents. You fixed your connection. Okay, good. I'm glad. And the final chapter, chapter 14, is called... what was it called? I forget. The Week That Was. So then he talks about how all of those things that he was working on over that 1 week period kind of panned out, what he decided to do, what he decided to back out of, what he decided to move forward with, what's still in progress, what things had happened in between basically putting the book out and that week that they broke down. And it's just like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the first chapter, and then the final chapter is broken down based on deal. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It was interesting to just kind of get some insight into a very busy, very powerful, very wealthy person and how their life works and what it looks like. You know, he works in the 80s, right? This was 1987. He worked in the Trump Tower where he lived on like the top floor. So he would just, when he was done with work, he would just go up to like take the elevator to his house, and his kid would call and say, when are you coming home? You know, and it's like he's like downstairs. It's like a whole different thing. Oh my gosh, Hayden, thank you for the super hearts. Crepes sounds so good. Hey, C Huffy. I knew you guys were gonna get all your panties all in a bunch about this one. Of all books, you trolling. I'm not trolling. I think it's good to read books about people I don't know much about. You haven't read The Art of the Deal. Okay. Wait, I can mute Ed. I would suggest that you don't if you want to remain a moderator. You suck at Mario Kart? It's okay. You can't be good at everything. He only sleeps 4 hours a night. Is that true? Interesting. He also doesn't drink. I thought that was interesting. Another interesting little piece of the puzzle. And then we had chapter 2. So really, these are the main chapters I'm going to be talking about. Was chapter 1, chapter 14. I already talked about them. Chapter 2 has what's entitled The Elements of the Deal. The rest, I can kind of just tell you what they're about, but it's very much just like the nitty-gritty specific details of different deals that he was working out and why. So what he was doing, why he was doing it, and how he was doing it. It's interesting. I was actually reading most of, if you don't know me, I read a lot of books. So I oftentimes like skim read through a lot of what I'm reading. This I was reading a lot more than I would probably normally read, which is similar to this style of book because it's not just a bullet point, like here are my tips, here's my advice kind of book, just the one chapter number 2. And he very clearly says, like, and I tend to agree with this a lot. I'm not really sure that you can learn how to be this way, have a strong work ethic, to really enjoy business and enjoy your work and to enjoy money and being wealthy and growing wealth and having profit. It's kind of like something that you value or you don't. And you may not really, it's not like you're going to read this book and then all of a sudden all your money problems are going to be solved and you're going to be an amazing, wealthy business person, so powerful and successful. But he basically said, people wanted me to write a book, so I'm writing this book, give you some insight into how I do things, why I do them, and like some advice that works for me, some of the kind of guidelines that I follow. So take it or leave it. I felt like that was pretty like forthcoming. This isn't like a get rich quick book. It's not like, oh, let me teach you how to do everything. Not at all. It was almost more like an autobiography over a period of time of his life, and one chapter about the elements of the deal and what makes something a deal and why. Let me catch up with comments real quick. Super heart explosion. I know, we're at 170,000. What the heck's happening right now? Oh my gosh. Okay, great book. Okay, I'm catching up. Wait, what do you mean by been a moderator? So people can mute you when I'm not paying attention. I love that you're talking about this one. I'm glad. What's all the dollar amounts? These are people that have made this channel possible and supported over the last 30 days. I just ordered surveillance after. Oh, you're talking about your country, Aiko. I thought you were talking about Trump. What city? What country do you live in, Aiko? I only sleep 4 hours also. Awesome. Not really. I need to drink because I'm reading this comment. I need to sleep about 8 hours a night. So you said he doesn't drink because his brother died of alcoholism. Well, his brother died when he was 45, I believe. He does talk about that in the book as well. I don't know how much younger than him he is, but I would assume he's not like 20 plus years younger than him, which means that he would still have had the opportunity to drink prior to that. Maybe he saw his drinking, before he died and didn't want to end up like that. I'm not sure. He kind of says, like, it just never really, like, he just doesn't really like it. And he noticed that would be an advantage for him as he started to meet with some of these more powerful, wealthy individuals that he wanted to do deals with. He'd, wine and dine them. He wanted to get accepted into different, like, country clubs. And I don't know if they're country clubs, but, like, exclusive clubs where he could access a large group of wealthy, like-minded individuals. And he would take these guys out to dinner and they would just get wasted. And he said in one particular case, they got super drunk. He tried to get him to stop. They were like, no, we're going to keep going. He kept drinking. He like brought them home. They didn't remember anything. They told him he's totally in the club. He's all good. And then they like didn't remember anything because they blacked out drunk. So he had to do it all again. He tried to make sure they didn't drink as much this time, did successfully get into the club. And he realized, he said, if a lot of people in business are this way, where they're just like getting drunk and partying really hard, that gives him an advantage. He's like, I automatically have an edge because I'm clear-headed. I'm sober all the time. I'm not drunk or hungover. So I definitely agree with that. I finished 6 out of 12. That's not good. He's illiterate. Got peach bunch of Japanese teens. I smelt it too. There's only 10 to 15 of them. I'm so bad. Senator Duckworth gave Trump the name Cadet Bonespurs, the most expertist reader. Hi, you poo-poo? Okay, you poo-poo. I'm quarantined. Why are you making that face? I thought we were all quarantined. Drinking a beer all self-isolation style. What's up, man? I think I found my potential. Oh my god, man. Of course it was. It's Trump. He wants to talk about himself. It's all about him. It was very interesting to me. I like to read people's autobiographies. Hey, Andrew, especially people who are very wealthy and powerful. Weed never killed anyone. True. Donald Trump is a great speaker. You could say that weed might have killed people who killed each other over weed. Murder caused by weed. Donald Trump is a great speaker. You think so, Alex? I don't agree with that. I liked this book a lot. I don't think he's a great speaker, personally. But maybe I'm not his target audience. I wonder how many old men... Okay. Player Pro, hey, how are you? Can someone explain? Yep, I already did. Some of us still have to work. These are the people that have supported this channel over the last 30 days. Yeah, I still have to work, but here I am. This is my work. I don't have to do... I always have somewhat level of... It's weird because, like, I always engage in social distancing, but not intentionally, just because I like internet communities. So here's my internet community. I feel very connected to you guys. I'm glad we get to connect during this time where we're feeling a little stir-crazy cabin fever in our homes, and we can still distract each other from some of the scary stuff that's going on in the world right now. And we can talk about it too. I try not to talk about it too much because I know the news is so dominated with it right now. I've talked about it. I almost try to compartmentalize. Like certain days, I'm like, okay, let's just talk about it all day today, and then other days, like, okay, let's look at other things. Let's look at how the market is affected by this. Look at how some companies are affected by this. You know, let's talk about someone who's very much, you know, in the front lines of this and talking about it in a common figure. We'll read his book, you know, take a little bit different spin on it, and so that I'm not just repeating what everyone else is saying and pretending like I know anything about virology or epidemiology or that I'm a doctor in any sense of the term, which Twitter makes everyone into doctors, if you haven't noticed already, myself included. All right, United. Well, he's thinking of and making deals. His competitors are getting drunk and partying, basically, yeah. Yeah, that he doesn't really like going to parties and social events. He finds them to be somewhat of like a time waster, time killer. He hates small talk. I identify with a lot of these things. And then I like socializing, though, probably more so than he does. But I don't really like small talk, so it depends on, like, I like to socialize with like-minded people. And, you know, that he in a way, he has to go to these events for business, you know, to make the right connections, to stay in the front of mind for people to make appearances, to be in the press, you know, to keep this close network of friends. And this is also, remember, this is 1987. So this is something that you really, really, really had to do back then even more, because otherwise people weren't seeing you. They weren't hearing from you, you know, they weren't seeing your posts on Facebook every day. It was like out of sight, out of mind, you know? Hi, Mike. How are you? Ragweed has probably killed people. I might have been exposed to things. Goodbye next 14 days. Oh, dear, Derek. Okay. Well, you can come hang out with me for 14 days if you want. Do you have a video game system? I have Nintendo Switch. I have online. I will destroy you in Mario Kart if you would like for 14 days straight. Bring it on. Dub, chill out. He's the greatest president and speaker in the world. I mean, I think that's probably a stretch in terms of his speaking skills. Read The Extreme Ownership. We do have that book. I have a lot of other books that I wanted to read too, so I mean, I guess I could read that one next. I did already start reading one, which I think is called The Happiness Advantage by Aker. I don't even know where that is. I need to clean this room. Okay. Brought us all together. Who else would he talk about in an autobiography? Well, this isn't called an autobiography. It's not. It doesn't say, like, this is an autobiography. I don't know if it's categorized as such. Where would I find that? Oh, it's actually, okay, it is categorized as a biography because it was written by him and Tony Schwartz. Is there any art involved in the deal? We'll talk about that in just a second. I'm trying to keep up with comments. That's the thing about being a live streamer. I do everything live, and I love to read the comments because part of the purpose of going live is to help connect with people, and I want you guys to know that I see you, I hear you. I think what you're saying is important, whether we agree or disagree. So I think the conversation, the engagement is really, really key to a successful and healthy and enjoyable live stream. It's very much about the engagement. If you want to just go read a summary of this book, this book came out in 1987. You can Google summaries, you can look at book summaries of this if you really want to. You can go read the book yourself, but I do sometimes, it takes me a little while to spit it out when I do have a lot of engagement like this. So we're not all quarantined. Some of us have to keep working in the real world. This is the real world. I'm rich. You think this makes me rich? This is like $900. Oh, we got another 100 today. I think it's like $1,000 in the last 30 days. So if I made this every month for a year, I'd be at $12,000 for a year. Gross revenue. What's your definition of rich? Trump to prison. I want to have oh my god. All our bars and restaurants are closing tomorrow for in-house services. Oh yeah, ours have been closed. From 1 to 10, how would you rate Trump? How would I rate Trump or this book? I don't rate people. I rate books. This book I would give out of 1 to 10. I usually do it out of 5 stars. So out of 5 stars, I would give this book probably like a 3. I'll call it a 3. A solid 3. 3 stars. Am I a Trump fan? That's a very strong word. If I had to vote between Trump and most other politicians on the other side, I typically have to vote for Trump. But in the primaries of last election year, I did not vote for Trump in the primaries, and then therefore I felt forced to vote for him because I certainly wasn't going to vote for Clinton, who I believed was going to march us straight into war. He likes beautiful women, though. He does, and he talks about that a lot in the book. He doesn't talk about it a ton, but he definitely mentions it. He likes wealthy foreign men and their beautiful wives. You know, it's kind of like how he refers to it. He's very proud of his wife. He thinks she's very beautiful. She was a model. He talks about this one time there was like a translator, and the translator was very beautiful, and all the men were distracted, including himself. So he definitely has this like perception of, and remember, this is what, 30 years ago? So I mean, it actually more so, 87. Okay, so about 30 years, a little more. It's people were a lot freer to just be like, this woman was very beautiful, it was very distracting, which I think is a legitimate thing to say, but it's very dangerous to say things like that in today's climate, which I think is good, that we're trying to protect women from sexual harassment and from being objectified, you know? That's definitely something that stood out to me as a woman reading the book, and kind of like, okay, dude, like, beautiful women, we get it, you like it, we know. You did, Sean, you did mention that. He doesn't drink. I said that, yeah. I don't have the information to make an informed decision. About what? Hillary over Biden. He graduated 6th grade. She's still chatting. I read it as wax. Several negative tests. You seem so bipartisan and open-minded. I do. I mean, I'm socially liberal, but I'm definitely fiscally conservative. I did vote for Obama, but I was 18. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Trump is a con man. So do y'all see how crazy Periscope been? So because this book was written by Trump, I have no exposure from this book to the alternate opinion about bad things that were going on with him during this time. So I know that. I'm not like, this is truth, you know? Like, what he says about himself must be objectively true. Like, obviously, we all like to put our best foot forward and give our side of the story and paint ourselves in the best light. And our perspective often, because we avoid cognitive dissonance, is that we are good and we are genuinely, like, trying to do good things in the world, even if other people have a different perspective. And in a way, I can identify with him for that, because I have plenty of trolls on the internet and I have plenty of haters and people who sound like, you know, just horrible things about me. So I understand what it's like to have a bunch of people that don't like me and hate me and say these horrible things and spread all these lies about me, and to feel like, well, none of that is true, and I'm doing my best, and I think I'm doing good stuff in the world. I have a lot of people who think that too. So, you know, opinions about people. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to rate a person. Like, I don't know him. I've never met him before. I can't rate him. I wouldn't rate a person that I met, and I don't rate people that I haven't met. I don't rate people. You know, that's not really, that doesn't really make any sense. Y'all see how crazy Periscope been? What do you mean about what? Taylor wasn't even thought of in 1987. True. Do you like news FM radio? News FM radio? What is that? What do you mean? Like news on FM radio? I mean, that's not really where I get my news. I don't really read a lot of news. Trump is unstable. Trump is saving USA. Oh my god, the conflict in here is so visceral. $12,000 a month? Oh my god, Taylor Swift. No, $12,000 a year. Did I say a month? Oh my god, $12,000 a month would be lovely. If you'd like to send $12,000 to nextjuice.com, that would be amazing. Thanks. Thanks, Trump. All right. MAGA, crazy. Hi, Sonam. I'm forced to vote for Trump as well. The Democrat field is horrendous. Correct. I'm glad that someone kind of identifies with me. It's like, oh my god, you're a Trump supporter? You're a Trump fan? I'm like, I mean, not really. I don't like to speak too negatively about something that I don't fully understand. I'm an upstream swimmer most of the time. Like, I mean, I'm socially liberal. That I go with the stream, right? Like, I don't care. Whoever you want to have sex with, whether you think you're a girl or a boy, like, for the most part, I don't care about that stuff. If you want to chop your penis off or attach a penis on, if you want to trade penises, I don't care, like, about that stuff, right? It's not affecting me. It's not my life. I really don't care. I'm very socially liberal. I think, abortion should be legal. Like, I'm not religious. But when it comes to, like, business, the market, taxation, representation, corruption, these things, I think corruption probably we all mostly agree with, but I do tend to like swim upstream from the general media waves of what people seem to think the whole world thinks, because the media thinks it, the people that are speaking on most of the major news stations right now. So when everyone's like, oh, I hate this guy, my immediate instinct is like, do I hate this guy? Like, my instinct is not to be like, yeah, me too, get the pitchforks and the torches, like, yay, angry mob. I'm more like, okay, why do you hate him? And people are like, because he's stupid, because he's orange, because he's bad hair. And I'm like, all right, well, like, those aren't reasons to hate someone. Like, that's just like, you don't want to look at him or listen to him or something. And I get that. I have trouble listening to him too. I have trouble listening to most politicians. I don't really listen to politicians. It's not something that affects my life most of the time. Right now with COVID, we're being affected a lot by whatever new laws are being enacted and so forth. But regardless, so if someone can give me good reasons, then I have to look into it. So if it's something about a law, that he's like backing or not, the president has somewhat limited power, right? So the president is kind of like he's like a face for the country, and the Congress, really, the Senate and the House of Representatives are really supposed to have that check on power, right? They kind of check each other's power. If that's working properly, great. Then, I'm more concerned about voting for whatever president I think is best, and for whatever out of the options that I have, and whatever representatives in the Senate or House of Representatives that I think are best. So in terms of just not liking someone because they seem dumb or something, like, I gotta have a little bit more than that. And I don't research this stuff a lot to figure out who, because it's so split. You can see in the comments right here, I'm just trying to talk about a book. I do book reviews all the time. I don't have this kind of reaction most of the time to whether or not, you know what I mean? Like, is he doing a bad job as president, or is he doing a great job as president? Like, is he doing the worst job ever? He should be in prison. Or is he doing like the best job ever? And oh my God, this is so amazing. I mean, I literally hear both sides pretty much anytime I say the word Trump. So I'm like, dude, this is intense, right? It's not an obvious answer. And I don't spend a lot of time to just like research Trump and whether or not I think he's great or this terrible person, because what am I going to do? I'm not really going to be able to help him very much. I'm not really going to be able to get him out of the presidency. So I'm just like, okay, I'll read this book. I thought it was interesting. I'll tell you what it's about, and I'll read the comments. That's my commitment. And he thinks his daughter is hot. Isn't she? Who are we talking about? Trump never worked a day in his life. Hi, Dan. Let's monetize YouTube. Yeah, we'll see. I don't like vinyl records. No, I don't have a record player or anything. I like modern music a lot. People don't like that, but it's true. Yeah, so if you guys want to help me monetize YouTube, watch my YouTube channel, because I need to get 4,000 hours of content watched. Trump is poison. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how that's not an actual, like, reason to not like someone? Like, Trump is poison. Like, that's not a thing. Like, people would probably say, I'm poison. Like, that's not something anyone can debate. I can be like, no, I'm not poison. I'm a human. If you eat me, you're just a cannibal. You probably won't die. Like, what? You're poison? This is not. You don't get rich by not working. Trump. Right, yeah. So this is like a lot of the work that he was doing in the 80s. The book don't mention the business around properties, buildings. Yes, it does. Absolutely. That's mostly all that this book is about building properties. That girl is poison. I don't know the words. Hi, Katie. Hi. Oh my God. Chloe, I almost called you Cher. Your name escaped me for a second. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave that mute for Brentford. Trump 2020. Periscope's like the Wild Wild West tonight. I thought you were a Bernie supporter. Why would you ever think that? What have I ever said that would ever make you think I was a Bernie supporter? Is it because I'm a young woman who was like originally from New York and lives in New Jersey? No. Bernie is like probably the last person I would vote for, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that I would try to put in that same category. Wizard of Oz, he was born into money, failed at all his business. Failed at all his business, like what? Hi, Shara. He is a fraud. What do you mean? About what? People say I'm a fraud. I very much like the way you think. Thanks, Lucky. He sues everyone and pays no one. See, this is a good argument. Wizard of Oz, first good argument that I've seen put into the chat here. My boyfriend actually did say this. He said that he's pretty well known for not paying contractors, basically hiring people who are like immigrants, like people who maybe aren't necessarily here legally, and then not paying them because he doesn't really have to, because they can't really sue him because they're not really legally here. And that's messed up. That's absolutely messed up. If he really does that, anyone who does that, that's awful. That's against everything that I believe in. That's not how things should operate. That's exploiting people's labor for your own personal gain. It's disrespectful, because I think selfishness is important. I think it's important for us to go after what we want and have a surplus so that we can then give from our surplus without disadvantaging ourselves and putting ourselves in need of charity. However, I also think that the check and balance on that is respect. So be respectfully selfish. So you can be selfish and try to get what you want, but you have to respect the other people who are also going after what they want, and don't like hurt others to get what you want. And hurt is a very vague term, but I hope the general principle of what I'm saying makes sense. Liberals are very mean people. So you can't speak about someone sweeping like that. I'm registered Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm registered Republican because I had to pick between Democrat or Republican. I was registered Libertarian. I had no power, right? I can't vote in the primaries. I could vote for whatever Libertarian person I want, and then I could vote for them in the presidential election and basically just take votes away from whatever Republican candidate is up there. It doesn't make sense. It's like voting with the Green Party or like independent. It's like you're just taking votes away from whatever candidate is most closely aligned with your beliefs, red or blue. You know, that's the reality. I'm 29. You don't have clout like Trump, girl, stop it. Clout? I don't have clout. You mean like I don't have... You know what clout means? Because I'm just saying I have haters. I'm not saying that I am like a powerful, wealthy, important person. But I'm saying even I have, haters are going to hate. Even I have people who literally use the same terms you guys are using about Trump, about me, often, and for a long time. So, and I'm no one. So, of course, someone who's like more powerful is going to have more hatred towards them. Conservatives love to hate. Wow, you guys are having a great conversation down here. Don't think liberals hate. Look at his Twitter feed. All evil people. 12,000 good vibes sent. 12,000 a year. What the hell? I was chilling with my Legos in 87. Yang gang. I love President Trump. You're down with killing babies. I'm not down with killing babies. I'm down for abortions. I wish we changed. If the fetus can't live without the mother, then it's her choice whether or not she allows it to come to maturation where it could. And even when it's born, it can't really live without her, but it could live with somebody else. You can't take a too premature fetus, like an undeveloped embryo, out of one person and implant it into another one successfully, I don't think. And if you want to, and some person is like volunteering for this surgery and to pay for it, then so be it, okay? I would still think that's some weird form of some type of abortion. It's like a weird fetus or like embryo adoption process. But yeah, it's not really a baby until it doesn't need the mother to live, in my opinion. Okay, and there is a cutoff point in which I feel like, it's kind of messed up to abort a baby that's too far along. But if it's like month 1 or 2, maybe even 3, I forget how quickly an embryo develops, but I don't really have any personal problem with that. I wish we changed the way we vote so we can change the two-party system. We need more choices. Excuse me. What do you propose? I've always considered myself a Democrat. Union strong, but Trump was much better. Trump is a tax cheat. I definitely wouldn't judge someone negatively for trying not to pay too many taxes. Trump is the most corrupted person. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how you guys are proving the point here? Hi, Shara. I couldn't vote for Trump, but I wanted him to win. Why couldn't you vote for him? Trump is a clown. You're clueless on Trump. He is biggest fraud. Apparently, I'm clueless on myself because I'm also the biggest fraud. Trump is awesome. Hashtag Trump 2020. He is racist. He is anti-feminist. He is a fraud. He's racist. Okay. Is he racist? I don't know. If he's racist, I don't like that. I'm not pro-racism. Is he anti-feminist? Feminist is a weird word right now. We'd have to define these terms. And if he's anti-woman, like he doesn't want women to be successful, I thought wasn't it like 50-50 apprentice winners, 50% female, 50% male? In which case I would think that's not necessarily anti-feminist. If he was anti-female, he wouldn't let women compete at all on that show, right? And he loves beautiful women, so I don't know how anti-women he is, and he put his in 1987, when women were less powerful than they are today, he put his wife in charge of like all his major businesses. Not all of them, but like not all of them at once. Obviously, she's one person, but when he had he launched a casino and he wanted it to be successful, he put his wife in charge of managing it because she was such a great manager. So to me, that's not anti-feminist. That's like pro-feminine businesswoman. Like he trusts her to take care of the business, and he commends her in this book, which is all about him. And, you know, he talks about how amazing she is, and he says she got the casino to being the #1 gross revenue. Like the first year it was open, higher than all the other casinos in Atlantic City the first year it was open, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I might be a little bit off with the numbers or something, but like what year it was or something. But, you know, he says that because of her management skills, that happened. She got them there. So, I mean, to me, that doesn't read like a narcissist or like someone who's anti-female power. Obama called the last SARS virus Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. Trump calls it the China virus, and he's racist. I mean, the virus is from China, right? What do you think about Ivanka Trump? I don't think about her. I don't know anything about her. I barely know anything about Donald Trump. Liberals going to love his checks he handing out. Who doesn't love a check being handed to them? If you want to hand me a check, okay, thanks. Cheat the system, refuses to pay his fair share. Refuses to pay it? What do you mean? Like you think he breaks the law? It's not working properly, because isn't that the IRS's job to like enforce the tax law? What's not working properly? The Chinese started this damn virus. Trump's not a politician. That's why we like him. I've made this argument in the past. People say, I hate politicians. And then they're like, I hate Donald Trump. And I'm like, well, he's not a politician. So you hate everyone. You don't have any choice. It's funny. And I get it. Right? I'm not a big fan of politicians or Donald Trump either. Like, I feel you. You know, I'm not saying I hate everyone, but like, you know, it's hard to be satisfied with whoever ends up in that position. It's funny how when people attack Trump, it's always personal, nothing to do with any bills or policy. Well, one comment so far that I saw said that he sues people and doesn't pay them. So and he definitely talks about lawsuits in here, countersuits, lawsuits, you know, feeling very like justified when he feels like he's been wronged, or if he's on the right side of the law, he's not afraid to sue. But he has a lot of money to do so. So if he attacks someone who doesn't have much financial prowess to do that, and they're trying to take him on, right? You can get a public defendant, but it's also, you're going against a wealthy, you know, top-notch lawyer. It's going to be more intimidating, more challenging, and probably harder to win. But it should be an unbiased judge who can judge based on the facts, but sometimes there are jury cases, and he did lose a jury case. He didn't lose it. So what ended up happening with the USFL, the football league that he purchased, he didn't purchase the whole league. He purchased the New Jersey Generals and tried to get the league to compete with the NFL. So they filed an antitrust suit. All of the owners of all the teams of the USFL, they filed an antitrust suit against the NFL for being a monopoly and not allowing any other football leagues to have a fall season and have any airtime on like NBC or an ABC and the major networks, CBS or something. And they went in front of a jury and they won, but they were awarded $1 in damages. So, you know, he doesn't always win. Yay! Chris! Hercules! Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you. I don't know if he's in here right now, but Chris just became a monthly supporter of this channel at $10 a month, which means he just got access to my private Periscope group. His name's going to go up here, and you know, why don't we just put him on there right now? And he also is going to be getting my monthly exclusive photo and update that I send out every first of the month. CT Thompson, ooh, I think it's 4, right? Yay, there you are! CT Thompson 4, yay! You are the best. And he broadcasts too, and he broadcasts some really funny stuff. So there he is. I think I just put up there. Oh, there he goes. Thank you, Chris, so much. Thanks for becoming a monthly supporter. Thank you. And I will add you to the private group right after this. Don't let me forget. Hopefully I won't forget, but I will do it ASAP. Braggs Kyle. Hi, Braggs Kyle. You haven't seen me in forever. Oh my god, why don't I remember your username? Braggs Kyle. I'm sorry. Hi, welcome back. Good to see you. Honestly, it's almost voting for the lesser evil. We're all evil. That's something I'm trying to teach my stepsons. You can't be bad or be good. You can behave or act, you know, in a bad or good way, arguably, but we all have the potential to do good things and to do bad things. None of us is like a good person. We never do anything bad. And none of us is a bad person. We never do anything good. I mean, that is just way too polarized, black and white. If you still think in a black and white concrete way, your brain basically hasn't finished developing. Like, that's like a childlike way of thinking, is like right or wrong. Like, there's no gray area. The older you get, usually the more you realize there's a lot of gray area. You know, nothing is really quite so black and white. There's an exclusive photo. I don't want that. You should have already gotten it a couple times. Actually, I don't know if you were on the last one. I've only sent 2 out, so February and March. And it was for people who are at $10 or more over the last 30 days, but I'm also changing the way that I'm running my business so that you know who you are, because you're on a different platform and no one else can see you, will be on all future emails, regardless of whatever number is up here in 30 days and all that stuff, because of this book, actually. And I'll talk about that if we ever get to it, because I'm 146 comments behind. That's an empty argument that sounds like it came from a 10-year-old. Lock him up, Trump ruined the farmers, and been handling out checks to cover his ass. Foreign policy and diplomatically, he's horrible, but as a businessman and accountability, he's good. Okay, do I want to vote for Trump? No. Do I want to vote for Joe? No. Do I want to vote for Bernie? No. There we go. Shara summed it up perfectly. Do I want to vote for anyone up there? No. What? Am I going to vote for someone? Yes. I have to pick? Yes, unfortunately. So I will watch the debates and I will pick who I think should win. Worst Prez, Bernie, yes. I don't think I'm voting this year. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I will vote for someone. Admitting you're socially liberal equals admitting you are not that educated on current events. Well, I've admitted both of those things in this broadcast, so sure. Hi, Mike. How are you? Everyone must vote. I always vote. I always vote in the president. I don't vote on every single policy that goes through, like, my city council, but I do. I'm an agnostic, but I do always vote in the presidential elections. Hi, Chloe. Trump 2020 landslide win. I think so, too. No coin. First things first, let's deep dive first 100 days for 3 hours. Let's deep dive first 100 days for 3 hours? What are we talking about right now? Wait, deep dive? Are you talking about my broadcast? What are we talking about right now? Because all my old replays you can now see on the new Periscope update. You can see that I've done over 4,000 Periscope broadcasts. So there's plenty of content for this whole quarantine. Grilled chicken, Taylor is poison, and the antidote. Ooh, baby. You just don't want to show it. Show what? His hair. That's a horrible argument. Trump takes everyone down with him. You just like Trump and his agenda. I don't even know what his agenda is. Are you listening? You just want to hate me and you just want to hate Trump. You just want to hate us, no matter what we say, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you're not openly just speaking about how much you hate this man, even though you don't know all the information. You just love him. You're a Trump lover, dude. I don't love him. I don't know anything. You're a Bernie supporter, okay? Bernie would be disastrous to the economy, disastrous. Well, and he's a president, right? He's in the executive branch. So let's have a quick lesson about the government. There's the judicial branch, okay? These are judges, these are the court systems, this is the Supreme Court. These are the people who judge whether or not something has broken a law. There is the executive branch, which is let's not do executive. We should have probably even started at legislative. There's the legislative branch. These are the people who make the laws, okay? Legislation, right? They legislate. They come up with what they think laws should be. They vote on it. We vote them into power to represent us. They decide whether or not they want to pass certain laws. They write the laws. They say, hey, everybody else, what do you guys think about this law? And they're like, no, change this, that's stupid. No, I don't like it, I love it. And then they decide, okay, every once in a while, something like comes through and it's like, I'm a law now, yay. And then, like, I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. All right, stop. You guys watched the video in social studies class, maybe I did when I was a kid. We're getting a little off track. Legislative system, they make laws. The executive branch is supposed to execute those laws. It's like a chief executive officer of a company. They are supposed to do what the board of directors, aka the Senate and House of Representatives, has told them are the rules to do. They set the expectations. The executive branch, like the police officers, they enforce the laws. Now, there is checks and balances on all of these systems so that the legislative branch can't just like pass any laws they want and then everybody has to just go with it. He can like pocket veto a bill or veto a bill and then they have to get more people to agree to it. So it's not like he makes laws, right? So if Bernie Sanders wins the presidency, he doesn't all of a sudden start to pass all these laws. That's not how it works, right? There are executive orders, which are really only supposed to be used in like cases of emergency, but presidents all throughout history, okay, not just Obama, not just Trump, but I've looked back and I forget how far back it goes. I want to say in like the 50s, there were presidents using like hundreds of executive orders during their presidencies as well. So nothing new here. People respond to incentives and they use the tools that are available to them, right? So if you tell me, well, if you don't want to deal with all this, you could just call it an executive order and it just becomes, boom, we have to do it now. It's a thing, it's a law. Then you can. People are going to obviously take advantage of that. I do love him. Sanders is a socialist. That's correct. Yeah, he's openly socialist. Attack Taylor personally in here. You will get muted. Watch yourself. You know who you are. What is Yang Gang? Oh, Justin Yang, is that his name? Hi, Zach. How are you? My mom just texted me that she read 13 pages. Someone said not true. All his casinos go bankrupt. Trump is a con man. Well, yeah, all of Atlantic City has pretty much gone bankrupt. I live not too far from Atlantic City. I like Harrah's. I go there. Well, I can't now because of the quarantine, but on Sunday nights, their pool is open extra late, and it's very fun. They have lots of hot tubs. I love that place. You guys see me go there. It's my little, like, paradise in the winter months. It has palm trees, and it's heated, and it's inside this big pool, and you feel like you're outside in the tropics, and you're not, and it's really awesome. Trump does not own that. I think pretty much all of the casinos that Trump owned in Atlantic City have since closed. I think we're heading to a recession or a depression economically. You might be right, shucks. The numbers have been indicating that for at least the year and a half or so since I've been looking at them. Need to look into the role subcontractors play in construction. Subcontractors. Okay. AC is having record income this year. Are you serious? Just say the truth, Taylor. You like Trump because he has little hands like yours. Tiny hands gang. Guilty. He discriminated against POC in housing. POC, people of color in housing. He discriminated against them. That was something. He talked about something in here. He made an argument against that in this book. I didn't read it like very, very, very thoroughly in terms of like remembering all the details of that, but he did say that some people were saying that, and he said that I think the majority of the tenants in this certain building that he had were people of color. I don't know. I didn't fact check it, okay? I'm just saying that's what I do about the books. I say what the book said, what it was about, and whether or not I liked it. So I gave this one 3 stars. I did like this book. I didn't learn a lot from the book besides stuff about Trump, and it did inspire me a couple things for my own business, which I get inspired for stuff for my business, pretty much everything I do. Books I like, books I don't like. He's not a racist. Okay? Surplus and charity, another great thought. Trump has over 500 businesses, only 5 bankruptcies. That's what, 1%? Yes, that's 1%. That's correct. Let's think a minute. Why doesn't the man release his tax returns? The first president to do so. Does he legally have to? He definitely is very pro, like, using the law to his advantage. Definitely, that was a big theme in the book as well. Born with a silver spoon in his orange mouth. You are going to need a very long nap when you learn the truth. Why don't you tell me the truth instead of just telling me I need a nap? The whole two-party system itself is our ultimate demise. We need a third party. We are heading into a major recession, guys. Stock up on cash and wait for the stock market to fall. He can't have a charity anymore because he committed fraud in his charity. Is that true, S.A. Johnson? Oh my god, I had so many comments and they all just disappeared. Okay, this gives me a chance to talk about the elements of the deal. For anyone who's still here 57 minutes into the broadcast and wants to know what this book is about, I talked about chapters 1 and chapter 14, the week that was, a week in the life and the week that was, and that's pretty cool how it kind of tied the whole book together in the specific deals he was working on while he wrote this book. The rest of the chapters are pretty much about specific buildings that he built. The Woolman ice skating rink, Trump Tower, the Grand Hyatt, I don't even remember all the names of them. Talks about his life. It talks about his father, his brother who did die from alcoholism, basically. The differences in his family, his mother. He talks about moving from, I think, the Bronx, was it, to Manhattan. His father built houses. So his father built houses. That was his thing. He built houses from the ground up, and then he sold them. He, like, did that one time, and he was like, that's cool. He took the profits, and then he built other houses and sold those, and that's basically how he got started, and that's how Donald got into it, and he started learning about building houses, and he had a big taste for, like, glamour and luxury that he says he got from his mother, and his father was very practical, very conservative, and never liked that kind of stuff. So he was very different from his father in that way, but he also really loved the business aspects of his father. So he learned a lot of important things about business, but he kind of like he had a much larger appetite for risk than his father did. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on comments once I finish this. I am gonna just talk about the book and then I'll fly through the comments. Then he moved to Manhattan, and that was like a really, really big deal for him. Then he talks about the Grand Hotel, 42nd Street, Trump Tower, and the Tiffany location. That's actually what reminds me of my business, not Tiffany's, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Gaming, the building on the boardwalk when he started getting into building casinos. Windfall, the battle for Hilton. Low rent, high stakes. The showdown on Central Park South, which I believe is kind of like the part where he was talking about that he was like really painted to be this horrible guy, and most of the people, you know, because it was rent controlled housing, and some of the people that lived in this place needed like low rents and rent control, or benefited from it and basically couldn't live there without it. And some people were extremely wealthy people that were taking advantage of rent control and were living in these places. They were extremely wealthy and they were living in these beautiful places that were rent controlled. So it was extremely, extremely low rent for people who could afford a much higher rent. He was basically like blowing the whistle on those people by name, which was fun. And then the spring and fall of the USFL, which was a loss for him. Ice Capades rebuilding Woolman Rink, and then a West Side Story, and the week that was, how the deals came out. Okay, so those are all the chapters there. Elements of the deal, chapter 2. I'll talk about it when I get to it here. The first element of the deal is think big. If you think of Donald Trump, you probably think this dude thinks big. He thinks big of himself. He thinks big of everything he touches. He thinks big of his businesses, of his name, of his family. He thinks big. Like, he thinks highly, but he also thinks big, right? He wants the tallest building in the world. America's the greatest country in the world. It's all hyperbole. And he says in the book, too, a little hyperbole goes a long way or something. And I'm like, even say like a little hyperbole is not a thing. That's an oxymoron. You know, there's no such thing as a little hyperbole. The definition of hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration. But he says that that's the language that he uses. He uses hyperbolic language because it gets people excited, right? It gets the press to write about him, which is good for him to get exposure so that he can basically like be a big deal, right? That's what he wants. He wants to be able to make big deals with big names. He wants to be a big guy. So that's what he does. He speaks hyperbolically. It gets people emotionally, and they either yes they get really excited about the things he wants, or they like are very much against him, and you know, he's so extreme and so passionate that they kind of have to like match his energy or end up looking weaker. It's fun how poor people like to criticize the rich as if they don't want to be rich. So he's influenced by female leadership. He's definitely mastered word impact. I'm going to go into number 2. So think big, all right? So that's like, if you don't like Donald Trump, maybe you like Grant Cardone. There's a book that he wrote that I read in the beginning of last year called The 10X Rule. And he says, you know, take everything that you want to do and multiply it by 10. Take whatever you're doing and multiply it by 10. So for me, like I'm going live 3 hours a day. Go live 30 hours a day. Okay, you can't do that. There's not that many hours in a day, but that's the kind of level. How could I get 10 times the amount of money that I'm making right now with the amount of work that I'm doing now? How can I 10X everything, 10x my impact, 10x my views, 10x my whatever it is, you know, for you guys, for whatever company, industry you're working in, your relationship? How can you 10x that satisfaction? Like thinking way bigger than you're already thinking, really challenging you to think big. Okay, so if Trump's like too controversial, you can't I say the word Trump and you're like, I can't hear anything else, then whatever. Grant Cardone, he says the same thing. He calls it massive action. Number 2, protect the downside and the upside will take care of itself. So even though he has a greater appetite for risk, he believes that it's educated risk, right? That his instincts, his intuition about real estate, about buildings is good, about markets is good. He has a solid belief in his intel, so he is very confident, right? So there's that. But at the same time, he tries to protect the downside, which means to eliminate the downside as much as possible and plan for it. So have plan B and C and D and E and F, G all the way to Z, just in case things don't go perfectly. And to have enough of you want to have like a low enough cost. It's like what I talk about with stocks, trying to buy them on a fire sale so that you can ride out waves like what's happening right now, and you're protecting yourself from the downside. It's a perfect example, right? I did a broadcast earlier today where we evaluated Planet Fitness stocks, and we talked about how you it's like basic stocks, right? You want to buy low, sell high. So that's the perfect example of protecting the downside, covering your downside, which says and then he says the upside will take care of itself. Oh my gosh. So give me a second. I have my laptop plugged in, but I forgot to actually plug it into the wall. That's my bad. My computer's like, yo, you've been talking for a while. You need to plug me in. I'm about to die. Sorry. So then we'll get to the next step. Sorry, everything's tangled back here too. So we have the third part of the deal, the third element of the deal, as he calls it. Maximize your options. And that's similar to having plans A, B, C, D, you know what I mean? Have a lot of choices, a lot of options, a lot of different things that you can do. But also like keeping your options open. So for example, he was considering, like he was buying a lot of Holiday Inn stock, and he was thinking about maybe taking over Holiday Inn. Why not take over a big hotel company that's doing fairly well at the time, and it's in his industry, it's in his circle of competence, like we talked about with investments. So he bought like 20% of the company at some point or something, and they started going crazy, right? They started like doing like, they call it like poison pill measures, where they basically hurt the company to try to scare hostile takeover potential, people away. And it worked for him. He decided, he was like, maybe I'll take them over. Maybe I'll just sell it for a profit. Maybe I'll take partial ownership. And, it was like a few different options. You want to keep your options open. He wasn't committed to one way or the other. And then he decided, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to sell it off and take the cash. He sold it off. He made like $20 million profit in like a couple of months on Holiday Inn stock by doing that. Then we have the next one, which is know your market. Now this one spoke to me the most, and I'll get to it more for my personal take at the end, because some of you don't care about that as much as what this book is about. But knowing your market, that's understanding who are you trying to sell to, and what do they like? What works for them? What kind of marketing strategies work? What kind of energy? What kind of colors? What kind of sounds, music, like for him, he was trying to market to the wealthy people, and he wasn't talking about like old money, but he's talking about like people like these tech, or not tech, like tech companies now would be some people who are probably like new rich, and then also like people who at this time it was like Wall Street, people on Wall Street during these big financial booms, they had all this money so quickly that they would just they were spending it, right? It was burning a hole in their pocket. Their lifestyle was skyrocketing overnight. He really liked wealthy foreign people, not just foreign. They were like particular people, like it was like Italians. I don't even remember what country. There's like certain countries that he likes. These are like his avatars, his ideal clients. He doesn't use the term avatar. It's a term that I used from old marketing class that I took. That's like, this is your ideal customer. Think of your favorite customer you've ever worked with, and that is your perfect person. You want to target that person, and that is your market. That's who you're trying to sell to. And how can you cater everything that you do about your business to people like that person? And that was really big for me. I loved that little piece there. The next one was use your leverage. So whatever you have, use it. Use what you have available to you. I think I talked about that earlier. And my boyfriend's really big on this. I used to hate the word leverage in general, but I believe in leveraging certain things. However, I'm not big on a lot of times leverage is used for the word debt. So like using the bank's money to buy a property and then renting it to a tenant who pays for the mortgage so that you're never really paying any of your own money. It's a great idea in theory. It's not that easy to do, and it's a risk. And I have a somewhat low appetite for risk myself. Females actually do tend to have a lower appetite for risk than males. I don't know if it's because we get pregnant or because we weren't really in positions of power for most of human history, and it's like once you give it to us, it's like, oh crap, like we don't want to mess it up and like you guys be like, oh, we were right, you can't do anything. So, and also our self-esteem is significantly lower than men's all throughout our lives up until we're like 80 years old. And when we're children, it's about the same. It's the same when we're children, it's the same when we're like 80. But once puberty starts hitting, we don't need to get into child psychology right now. So use your leverage, use what's available to you, kind of like use whatever angle is going to work for you. What you have, use that to your advantage. The next one is enhance your location. Enhance your location. So he's big on finding the best location. Location for me is not as important as it used to be in 1987 because I work on the internet and it doesn't matter where I am. I can go live and do my work pretty much anywhere I am at the world. However, when I'm in Florida, when I'm at the beach, even if I'm at the beach in Atlantic City, let's use him as an example, his area, his playground as an example, I do get a lot more views, a lot more interest. I'm in a tropical location. People from around the world are like, oh, it looks so nice there. It's so beautiful there. I'm in a bikini. People are like, this is amazing. Sometimes there's cool music coming from different restaurants on the beach. It's like a nice vibe. So a beach location. And I'm really happy because the beach is my happy place. I love the beach so much. So I'm in this great mood. I have this great energy. We'll do beach meditations. You hear the sounds of the waves. Enhancing your location is good for your own health as well. And then you can be your best and do your best as well. Too hot? Well, you don't have to go to the beach. You can just watch me being at the beach, and then it'll feel like you're at the beach, and you won't feel hot because you'll have your air conditioning at your house. All right. Okay, I'm gonna finish because you guys are like on one right now. We're going to go to the next one, which is get the word out. This also ties back to Grant Cardone's book, The 10X Rule, which is that most companies focus on the wrong things, especially smaller businesses. So probably a lot of the people I'm talking to now, independent contractors, small business owners, new entrepreneurs, somewhat, below like $200,000 gross revenue per year. Your problem isn't that your product isn't good enough, or your price isn't right, or you're not offering enough options, or your customer service isn't good enough, your warranty isn't solid enough. It's really none of these things that we tend to work so much on and try to like tweak all these things within our business. It's that no one knows who the hell you are. No one has heard of you. This is not a new thing. This isn't Trump's idea. Okay, I've been talking about this. I mean, this book is before the other books, but it's about getting the word out, getting in front of people, letting people know that you're there and what you do and what you're all about. That's the best way to get customers and to have success and to have good networks. So that's really important, is to try to get exposure for your brand, your product, your service, your business. Same thing even if it's dating. Maybe you're not interested in money. Well, you're trying to find somebody to date, somebody to marry, someone to sleep with. Well, you have to get the word out. You have to get out there in front of people. You have to put yourself on the dating apps or be out at the club or the bar, wherever you hope to meet people for your booty call, whatever it is you're looking for. People have to know that you're available for that. Okay? I don't care. Go on that show, Love is Blind. Next one is fight back. So this takes some cojones, right? So if someone tries to intimidate you, someone's bigger than you, they're wealthier than you, they're more powerful than you, they're trying to blackmail you. I know there's at least one person in this broadcast that can definitely identify with this right now. Fight back, okay? Don't let fear run your choices. Stand strong. If what you're doing is right and you believe it's right and it's good, don't be afraid to fight back. Don't be intimidated, Be confident. Puff out your chest. Bang on it. And then, no, don't actually punch people, but, use your mind. Use your mind to fight back. Not your fists. The next is deliver the goods, okay? Don't overpromise and underdeliver. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say it's going to happen at this day, at this time, it's going to be like this, that all needs to happen. Don't be a con artist. And that's something he says in this book, which I think some people might find interesting, because so many people, even right now in the chat, are saying he's a con artist, he's a fraud, he's a scammer. I don't know. But I do know that in his book, he advises people not to do that, because it's very hard to be successful if you do that. If you're a con artist, people won't keep working with you. They won't keep buying from you. The banks won't work with you. No one will want to do any future business. So you con somebody once, and maybe you make good money or have some good success from that one con, but it's really hard to continuously keep conning people. You'd have to be like a pretty I don't even know. I have no idea how you would have to do that. And then we have contain the costs. So be smart, keep your costs low. Think about what you really need, what's more of something that's maybe not as necessary. Keep an eye on costs. Keep an eye on your bottom line. I think that goes without saying, but this is probably one of the top things I see people really struggle with, even just with their personal finances. Even with not spending like their one fire token the moment that they get it. Tyson. All right, I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you guys. Number 11, the final element of the deal is have fun. And what he says is that he just loves what he does. He has a lot of fun making deals. He enjoys the negotiations. He enjoys the fight. He enjoys winning. He says that he's really not motivated by money. He's more motivated by winning, and money is a way of keeping score. His words, not mine. I don't hate the words, but they're in the book. That's what I'm here to tell you, what the book says, so you don't have to read it. And that's what I do. I do book reviews of all different types of books. I don't know about types. I do all different books, mostly nonfiction, often business, financial, psychology, parenting books I'm starting to get into more now. I've been a step parent a little over a year. So self-help books, personal development, a lot of that ties into psychology. So I read mostly nonfiction. I'm not going to get on here and do a review of the Twilight Saga. Sometimes people request that I do read some fiction books. I do it from time to time, especially if it's written by one of my viewers or a supporter who who actually financially supports the channel, but for the most part, I read books that I'm actually interested in. There's a whole shelf. You can actually see it. The shelf under this one is a bunch of books that I haven't yet read. I got 27 books from one supporter of this channel for Christmas this past year, and I'm still like steadily working my way through this. So bear with me as I work my way through that. So now I'm going to talk about how this kind of spoke to me in terms of like knowing my markets and what was the other word that I used for it? And the Tiffany's idea. It was actually the story of Tiffany that kind of like clicked something that my friend's been saying to me for a while. And it's challenging to me because I grew up with no money. Not no money, okay? Like, I was still in America. I was very much lower middle class, like low middle class. So I wasn't in poverty. I wasn't homeless. I wasn't being raped or molested. My parents weren't addicted to drugs. My parent, I should say. I only had my mom. I had it good. I realized that, like, compared to most of the world, I had it good, for sure. I get that. But I didn't have it, like, silver spoon in your mouth good, right? You can probably tell even just the way that I talk, like, I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm not super culturally refined. I didn't take etiquette classes. I wasn't homeschooled. You know, I was influenced by the environment that I grew up in. So to me, and I see this a lot with my mom, I see that she loves a good deal. She does not like to spend a lot of money. Like, she'll look at something and she'll balk at the price. It's like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. You know, everything has to be very, very cheap. We have to conserve money. It's very much this, like, scarcity mentality. Like, we have no money. We can't afford anything. Anything that we ever buy is going to hurt us. We are screwed. Like, that's, like, the vibe growing up, right? My life. And some of you guys probably same boat, right? Like, I remember this one thing influenced me a lot. And my friend Laura, who I think is here, she was here, said that she watched this TED Talk, and she thinks that this one thing that happened in my life probably influenced me even more than I realized into really who I am today. And it was seeing my mom crying over the bills at the dining room table. She was so upset. She was torn up about just being behind on bills and not knowing what she was going to do and just being overwhelmed. And I mean, at this point in my life, I was cutting myself. I wanted to kill myself. And not a big part of that, but a part of that had to do with being a burden on my mom. I can see how much having me is stressing her out, right? And I'm not contributing to it because I'm like 14. I'm not even like, I can barely get my working papers. I can't really get a job. There's so many laws against when I can work and how I can work and whether or not I can drop out of school. And I can't produce any money to help her with the bills. I feel useless. I hate school. I hate the people in my small town that are like, you know, they all just want to have sex with each other and get chlamydia. Like, it's like, it was a tough time in my life, but I do remember that so clearly, like, thinking, wow, money is, like, destroying her and not having money, and that I never wanted to have that experience. Like, how can I prevent myself from crying at my dining room table with the bills all spread out around me, trying to balance my checkbook and going, what the hell am I going to do? And I don't want to have kids. My boyfriend has 2 sons, so I do have my stepsons, but I never wanted to have my own children. Thank you, Ben. Whoa, thank you so much for the super hearts. Oh my gosh, thank you. Whoa. That's why I still get overwhelmed, I feel like, from super hearts, because I'm like, oh my God, like money, you know what I mean? Like, that's security to me. Like, that is insecurity, and, like, you know, in basic positive psychology and in Maslow's hierarchy of needs is like the base. You know, it's like the first thing we need before we worry about love and loving and whether or not we're worthy of love. We're worried about, can I pay my bills? Can I pay my rent? Am I secure? Can I buy food? You know, like, I need my security first, and then I can build upon that with, like, intellect and whatever else. So, oh my freaking gosh, we're over 200,000 super hearts this broadcast. Oh my gosh, what does that mean, Bam Sam? What is that word that you're saying? Pokemon, please. What's happening? My day was good, Kyle. How was your day? My day was so busy. I feel like I haven't taken a break all day, and it's great to be productive, and it's paying off in super hearts, which is amazing. And someone sent $100 to my GoFundMe earlier, which is also awesome. So I'm feeling super grateful and blessed, and like I'm being rewarded instantly for my work today, which is the best feeling ever, because you guys know out there, it doesn't always happen like that. Entrepreneurs, you feel me? Like, you could work your arse off, and then you get like $5 for the day, and you're like, what am I doing? Like, I worked 10 hours today, and I got $5. Like, so it's a good day. It's a great day, I should say. I'm glad your day was good too. Oh, hi, Ben. Hi. My face is like, I'm like sweating. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys are so generous. Thank you so much. I do want to suck your toe. Can you please mail it to me? You understand that reference. Yeah. Working hard and then like it doesn't pay off. But some people say it pays off in the future. So just keep doing it, right? I've been live every single day for over 3 years in a row. It does, and every day you guys are here with me. Some days it's not always like this. It's not always lots of super hearts and lots of money coming in. So I appreciate you guys so freaking much. You get me through the rough days, you know? So that's how I grew up with my mom. So I remember that one thing where she like was crying over bills. And even now today, like I still see that part of her, and I see, oh, that's where I got it from. Ben, I can't spit out my idea. Thank you for the super hearts. Is like I see that like frugality, like, oh, let's find the best deal, let's like get everything on sale, like this like cheap way of living, right? We didn't shop at Macy's, like I remember going to New York City one time with like my grandma or something, and going into what's it called, Barney's? No, it wasn't a Barney's, I don't think. I don't know, maybe it was a Macy's. I don't remember, but I just remember going into like a fancy store, and I still talk like I'm like from like a farm or something. Like I go into this like fancy store, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I still like, my boyfriend laughs at me like, well, if we'll go to Macy's, and I'm like, no, these shoes are $50. Like, I'm not getting that. That's ridiculous, you know? If you go into some of these other stores, like I'm talking about in New York City, those shoes are like $500, you know? And you're just like, what's happening? Like, how does anyone afford anything? So that's been my life growing up. I you know, you buy the cheapest car, the cheapest house, like you take whatever job you can get, like very much that type of a mentality, you know? Now, that may be very general store, I don't know what that is. And then I had this conversation about a year and a half ago when I went to Toronto, and hopefully he's okay with me sharing this. Maybe I won't say who it was, just in case he wouldn't want me to share that it was him. But a friend that I know here on Periscope, I met up with him in Toronto. We really got to know each other really well during this time. It was awesome. We had some like really, really good deep chats. And he told me about this concept of the Honda approach. Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much. You freaking badass. He told me about the Honda approach versus the Porsche approach. And that was an experience that he had. So he went out one day to buy a certain Honda. He had all the specs. He was going to buy this certain type of Honda, you know, make, model, he knew all the equipment he wanted added on, whatever, you know, he knew exactly how he wanted it laid out. He was going to go buy it, I think in cash that day. I don't know if it was in cash, but he was prepared to like, boom, get it, good credit if he had to get the payment or whatever. So he's like, I'm going to go get this Honda. And he goes into the Honda dealership. Thank you for the super hearts. Thanks, package. And he says, you know, I want this car. And the guy just keeps trying to upsell him, right? He keeps trying to get more and more, and basically like really trying to sell him really hard. And my friend's like, I almost said his name. He's like, well, like, I'm already gonna buy this car. Like, why is this guy trying so hard? It turned him off, right? He was like, this guy's like being a really high pressure salesman, and it's just like, it's too much. It's stressing me out, you know? Like, I don't want all these bells and whistles. Like, this is what I want. I know exactly what I want. I just want it. Like, you just give me what I want. Why is this such a challenge? I came in here to give you money, like thousands of dollars, right, for a car. And all you want is like a few pennies more. And it's just BS. And I'm sick of this, and I'm leaving. And he leaves. And he's like, well, I'm supposed to get a car today. What am I going to do? Thank you, Ben. And he sees across the street or down the street or something, there's a Porsche dealership. He's never been to a Porsche dealership before. He's like, you know what? Those cars look amazing. I'm in the mood to buy a car today, right? Let's just go in and see what this is all about. Never been in there or anything. He goes in, doesn't know anything about Porsche. Goes in, and he said the experience, build, order, deliver. Is that a Porsche thing, Negan? Hi, Negan. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a bit. I miss you. So he talks about, like, just this black and white difference of how he goes in, it's super low pressure, like, hey, like there's just like this a lot of respect for him. Hey, I'll give you your space, look around. If you need anything, I'm right over here. Anything at all, you want to take any for a drive, let me know. It's probably like, would you like some water? Like, just this different kind of an environment where it's not like, hey, I'm going to sell you a car today. Like, do you want this one? This is our best model. Oh, no, you don't want that one. You want this one over here. This is the better one. Like, that one's no good, like, all about, like, this commission. Because if you think about it, a Porsche salesman is going to get a good commission if you buy any car. So he doesn't care, like, what car you get. Of course, it's better if you get the more expensive one, but he's there to get you what you want because you're the customer and you are the most important thing. Like, okay. All right, we should be back. Guys. Hey, are you here? Are you back? Come back. I'm going to share this broadcast out again. Oh, I can't share it out? What? I can't share my own broadcast? No. I'm back. Okay, thank you, Chloe. Yeah, I don't know, yeah, Brent, you should be able to get back in now. I'm sorry, guys. My OBS just crashed for a minute and then came back. Brent said he can't get back in. Brent? Are you here, Brent? I hope you guys are good now. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Hey, Ben, can you hear me now? No, Ben. Seems fine. Okay. All right. Ben! Thank you for the super hearts, Ben! Okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. All right, yeah, so I don't know what just happened, but it crashed, and it seems like it's back, so let me spit out the rest of this explanation. So, the Honda experience versus the Porsche experience. That day, he bought a Porsche. The first Porsche he ever bought in his life, and he's bought nothing but Porsches ever since. Oh my god, Ben, we're almost at 300,000 super hearts. I haven't had a 300,000 super heart broadcast in, like, it feels like my lifetime now. Oh, there we go, we got it! Yes! Thank you so much! Oh my god, thank you! You are giving me the Porsche experience right now. See, what I'm not doing is giving you the Porsche experience because I don't freaking know how, because I'm such a cheap person. And I've only ever bought freaking Hondas! Like something equivalent to that, like, that's the only experiences that I've had are like used car salesmen and like the cheapest thing that I can get, Walmart. Like, that's where I buy things from, Walmart. Like, I don't want to go to any fancy grocery store or anything. Like, I just want the cheapest thing. So, when he explained this to me, I was like, I had no point of reference for it. Like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what the Porsche experience is. At one point, he said to me, like, he donates to, like, museums and the symphony, and the way that they treat him, it's very much like he's invited to, like, all these special events, and, it's like a very soft kind of like, oh, we're still here, we love you, we appreciate you, you're welcome anytime you want. It's like a special treatment. So in this book, he talks about Tiffany's. Hi, Phoenix. And thank you so much, Ben. I can't even. And he talks about how Tiffany's used to be under their old management that he respected more than like some new manager that took over. And there was this thing that they did for their best customers. Ben, stop! What's happening? Thank you so much. That their best customers didn't have to pay right away. They could sign something that said that they would pay later, and then the bill would be mailed to them, and they could pay like on a like they they had like, let's say, terms, right? They had 30 days to pay or something like that. Honda Vega, Yolanda Vega, and do I talk like Yolanda Vega? Am I being too loud? So that kind of like, okay, I can kind of see what he means there, but again, no, because I've never contributed to a symphony or a museum. Nobody treats me like I'm special and that like I'm welcome anytime, madam, oh, we just appreciate your generous benevolence and you're so amazing. We just want you in all of our events because you come with money and, so I'm like, I still don't know what the heck this guy's talking about. So then I know who Yolanda Vega is. I love you, Midnight. Ben, oh my god. Look at those rays of freaking Ben shine. Yes, thank you. I hug you, Chloe. That author is a genius. So he talks about how Tiffany's had this thing where your best customers didn't have to pay. Well, when the new management came over, they took that away, and they treated everyone the same. So now the best customers, they have to pay on the spot like everybody else. And that he said that that was like one of the big things that really kind of destroyed the company, because your best customers want to be treated special. They want a special treatment. And that to me was like, okay, hold up. Because I'm from a socioeconomic class of fairness. We should all be treated exactly the same. So if someone contributes $5 to the channel, or if someone contributes $5,000 to the channel, it's the same level of treatment. For example, one of my rules is that my rewards for my supporters on my website are good for 30 days, which means that if you don't meet the criteria to be in my private Periscope group, for example, or my monthly next level mastermind group call on Skype, then you don't get access to it. So if you sent me $5,000 one month, 30 days from then, if you don't send me at least $25, then you're out of the group. And people have criticized that about me in the past, but I was like, well, it's got to be fair. I can't treat people special. I can't treat people differently. But the reality is that, yes, you can, because those people make your dream a reality. Those people make everything possible. And these people who are contributing at such a high level, thank you, Ben, so much, holy crap, are used to being treated a certain way, and they want to be treated special, and they're willing to pay thousands of dollars to get kind of a special luxury VIP kind of treatment. And why don't they deserve that? You know, they're making this free channel right now, like Ben's doing right now. I'm providing this for free. None of you guys have to pay for this at all. Ben didn't have to pay either, but he did. So why shouldn't he get some kind of special treatment to be like, wow, this guy is special. Like, this guy made everything I wanted to do a reality by tapping his screen a bunch of times and putting his money where his mouth was and saying, you know, I find what you're talking about, what you're doing here valuable, and I'm going to exchange my value where I worked hard. I see you're working hard. I worked hard for this money. I'm going to give it to you because I think it's worth it, you know, and I want to, you know, brighten up your day and keep this thing going, because this is awesome and I'm stuck in my house for the next 18 months and I'm going to need something to do. So I'm going to make sure this channel exists, you know? And so that to me was like, okay, so I took like people who've contributed large numbers in the past, I would say like $500 or more at once, and I just like put them on like this thing in my head that's like, this is a special treatment customer. These customers are in my private group no matter what. Like, they get the exclusive emails no matter what. They get access to the mastermind group calls no matter what. These people are special. They're like my special platinum, you know, diamond level people. They get like the special treatment, you know, no matter whatever they want from me, they get it because they have made this all possible. And that to me was like, wow, that's totally different for me. I used to just treat everyone the same. And also, some of you may or may not have noticed that I have stopped saying in the beginning and end of my broadcasts, please go support me. Please support me on my website. I've been trying not to talk about how, you know, whatever kind of financial struggles have been going on, because this sense of desperation, this is another thing he talked about in the book, was that when his competitors would take this like kind of sense of desperation where they would like undercut his prices a lot, where they'd like lower their prices significantly below his, he's like, they're just saying like they're worth way less than ours. And the type of customers that we're targeting are not, they don't want like the bargain discount, like lower end thing. They want like the best, you know, they want the best of the best. So put yourself out there as the best of the best. Don't sell yourself short. You know, don't have this air of desperation around you. Be confident, work hard, do good things, right? So treat your customers well and do good, you know, like be the best. And so people are asking me like, why are you wearing makeup every day now? You know, and it's like, well, because I'm trying to be better, right? I'm trying to be the best that I can be and try to put work in so that I can get hopefully something out of this so I can keep doing this. And so far, you guys are making me think that it is working. And I have none other to thank than Donald motherfucking Trump. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that Trump would be inspiring some healthy, useful changes in my business, whether or not I like him or agree with him or want him to do anything. Or it has not paid people in the past or something. Some words that he said in there struck a little thing in me. This person told me this a year and a half ago, and it just never quite clicked. And then I thought, okay, I get it a little bit, as much as I can, right? I've not been to like fancy places. I haven't been treated like fancy treatment, but I can kind of imagine what that might be like. So I can start by just giving these people, my fancier level people, access to everything. It doesn't matter if it's been 30 days or not. They're just in. They're in it to win it, you know? Trickle-down economics. Justifying your price isn't good for business. Say the price and be quiet. Yeah, like being like, oh, what I do is so valuable. It's almost like this combative thing. Like, I'm doing all this work and nobody's supporting me and it's just ridiculous. Like, I do that sometimes. I try not to do it too much, but I see other broadcasters doing that and I feel that same way of like, whoa, like, I don't really feel like what you're doing is really great. You know, you're not really making me feel too good right now. So I can see how that would kind of be the same way. What? I didn't call him out. She want fancy and not fancy feast again. Where's Hayden? So my instigating skills can be shown off. Huge. Oh my God. What the hell? 400,000 super. Ben, when did this happen? What is that? Ben, when? When, Ben? What's happening? Hi, Chase. Yeah, one man, I agree with you. There was way too many comments that I missed. I'm not going to be able to do it. I struggle with the price I should charge for carpentry. Interesting. The hard sell is a turnoff. Exactly. That's exactly what he was saying was the Honda experience. Because I had reached out to this person and said, hey, you know, I just wanted to let you know that it's been more than 30 days since you last supported, and I like to give everyone a heads up before they get removed from the private group, which is like the normal message that I send to everyone. And I've never had anyone say anything to me negative about that. And it's definitely gotten people, they're, oh, it's been 30 days. Okay, they'll renew and everything's good. And he said to me, he was like, don't send me messages like this. Like, if you want to remove me from the group, remove me from the group, but like, I don't know. Like, he didn't like it, right? Because he's used to like this more, he wants to be treated special. He wants special treatment, you know? He doesn't want to be treated like everybody else. He wants to be like more important than the other people. And that's how some people are. And if you want people like that to support your dreams, which I personally do, and this person's given me a lot of great advice, and he's not like a dick, right? So even though I just said like he wants to be more important than other people, well, there was a time that he contributed $1,000 to me at once. That makes him special, and he does deserve a little bit special treatment and he's given me great advice and been there for me in some rough times in my life over the past couple, I would say like year and a half that we've really known each other and grown close. So yeah, he deserves special treatment in my opinion. You know, I don't believe in complete equality and fair treatment. So if someone comes in here and trolls me and asks me to open Bob's, like, I shouldn't treat them the same way that I'm going to treat Ben, who just got us to freaking 400,000 super hearts. What? I don't even know. Yeah, like, I'm not going to treat Midnight the same way I treat Brent. I'm just going to let that one simmer. Y'all have Benihanas in your area? I don't know. Is that a fancy place? I don't know. Ben is the man. When I got and fly my private jet to Fiji, I always tell the pilot I want to fly and he lets me because I own the damn plane. I like that attitude. Fine, I'll leave him. How do you know that I wasn't saying that I would treat Brent worse than you? Who's high? Put a 1 in the chat if you're high right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you wish you were high right now. Oh, that's not it. Hang on. Backspace. There it is. Boom. Oh my God, Ben. Ben said it's the least he can do. The least. That's the least that Ben can do. Ben is like, just did more than like I've ever done in my life. And he's like, that's the least I can do. Ben, are you flexing on me right now? Ben's like, no, that's literally like the least I could do. Like, that was nothing. Like, I do this in my sleep. You say hi and Sonam shows up. Who's high? Sonam's like, what? Did you say? Oh, I thought someone said weed. No, but I'm just teasing you, Ben. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you do. This is reciprocal. I'm glad that you enjoy this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this book review. I'll just let me know what you guys want to see, what you want to hear, especially Ben, and I will do broadcasts about it because you make it possible for me to be on the airwaves, talking all sorts of smack. We are all high. Oh, okay. Ben's flexing like he has toilet paper. Ben, how many rolls of toilet paper are in your house right now? Be honest. I know how many I have. We have... I'm counting. I would say roughly 30 rolls of toilet paper in our house right now. Do you have more or less toilet paper than me? Be honest. Uh-oh, Greg's down to 8 rolls. Yay, thank you, Andrew. Toes, we want to see toes. Why is he gonna say stuff like that? Why are the bottoms of my feet always look like I just ran 10 miles? Like they've been like cooking in the sun. What is this? This hurts. This was from dancing. I got a callus. I gotta like rub that away. That is not a good looking foot. How about the toes? The toes look good. They're white. It smells like my stepson's. What the heck's going on? Why do my feet smell like my kids? Oh, wow. Homeschooling day 2 was an interesting day. In case you can't tell. Anybody have kids who are home from school now for like the next month and you're like, I'm homeschooling now, and like the first day you're like, oh my god, homeschooling, yay, this is gonna be so fun. I love to know what my kids are learning about. And then day 2 you're like, will you just write something down? It doesn't matter what you can write, literally anything. I don't care. Will you just write something? We're just gonna sit here all day and just stare at this paper and not write anything. Are you serious right now? You have more rolls than me, Midnight? How many do you have? That'll last months because I don't poop. Greg, you need to start taking some fiber supplements. I got one. Hashtag send me toilet paper. Oh my god. It's an emergency intervention. Chase, aren't you in Scotland? I don't even think we can mail toilet paper to you right now. Let me rub those for you. Okay. Rub them. Yes, please. I have my mask and gloves from Corona available. Wait, what? My exams got canceled. Oh yeah, the SATs got canceled. Are you in high school? Wait, you're in Scotland. It's not the same exams. Homeschooling is the best. 44 rolls. Fucking Ben! Ben's got 50% more toilet paper than me right now. Ben, you know, I really appreciate you, but I'm a little bit jealous at the same time. Can you teach us your ways? Where did you get your toilet paper? Toes look good because they're white. Wow, for Midnight. I don't think you can say that. Only Midnight can say that. I only have one, though. Good time to get a puppy. Oh, my God. I am not drunk enough for this. I need an adult. We have beer in the fridge if you need to get more drunk. I'm not encouraging dangerous drinking, Periscope. Don't take away my super hearts, okay? Ben worked hard for those. I got 4 packs of 12, so do the math. 48? Are you serious right now? You don't know what 4 times 12 is. You've been rickrolled. Oh my god, why can't I think of the song? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. Are these even the words? It's something like that. Why am I snapping? I don't know. Coronavirus is the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world. Let's not get carried away here. Yeah, I'm in high school. Oh my god. What's with the run on toilet paper anyway? I don't know. People they haven't heard of bidets. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Oh, snap. He's got the toilet paper connects. I do know I want you to do the math. I just did in like 2 seconds. You're promoting your beer and TP. They come in for you. Laura, thank you for the super hearts. I'm gonna use those super hearts to buy a gun. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that because I already have one. The things just get really real right now. Like, come for my toilet paper. Shirley doesn't mess around. Who Shirley? Might be the name of my gun. Coronavirus killed we us. Coronavirus killed we us? The fuck is this song? You just got rickrolled. You don't even know? I have a real good friend who's in private distribution. I could have 200 right now if I wanted. He said they just got 7,000 cases yesterday. Has anyone noticed that Ben's story is way too detailed to actually be a lie? Like, this is real. Ben actually has like a toilet paper mogul hookup. That's why he's got so many super hearts right now. He's been peddling toilet paper on the internet all day. Why they bought all the Henny, bruh? I went to 6 liquor stores. Are you serious? What? They also bought all the dog food. Did you guys buy too much dog food at once? My friend went to get her dog some food and she was like, no. And she goes to another store. She's like, no. She said she went to 5 different Costco's and could not find a single bag of dog food for her dog. And she had a panic attack. Nipples. Really? You're just going to say nipples right now? I thought we were having a good vibe. I got the dedicate butt. Oh, delicate. Baby wipes for you. Oh, here's the trick. Spray hazel. Sorry, hazel. Who's hazel? Spray witch hazel on your toilet paper. A nice little moist wipe that you can still flush. It's very refreshing and it smells nice. I can't wait till it's all over. Yeah, Greg, me and you both, and it's been like a couple of days. They should rob McDonald's for napkins. Oh my gosh, so if you guys are home and you have Netflix, go watch... Oh crap, what's the guy's name? I don't know his name. He's an Asian guy. He's a Chinese guy. Netflix, Chinese stand-up comedian. That's it. Ronnie Chang? Ronnie Chang. I'm going to say Chang. It's Chieng. Ronnie is Ronny. Ronnie Chang. So good. So good. That guy had me laughing. And I think he has different political beliefs than me, but he was still really funny. But he had a lot of jokes about napkins, which is why that made me think of that. He's like, in America, they have so many napkins. Like, he's like, they're like, okay, a glass of water, 15 napkins. And then, like, you go to the McDonald's drive-thru. They're like, all right, let me put 50 napkins in there. And then you go home and you just, like, throw them all away. You throw away 80 napkins. Like, you throw away more napkins than you even received because it's America. It's the laws of excess and abundance. Or the land of abundance. Okay, I'm not a comedian. Go watch the stand-up. It's way funnier than I am. My delivery is off. Oh, where'd the comments go? I still got more rolls than him. Minna, you have more rolls than Ben? Oh, it's about to go down in here right now. You guys about to fight? How do you have so much toilet paper? Do you have the same connect as him? So you get 7,000 cases? $10 a roll. Supply and demand, baby. Do you know that's illegal in my state right now, Ben? What state are you in? In New Jersey, it is illegal right now in a state of emergency to increase the price and more than 10% what it normally is for at least 30 days after the state of emergency is declared over. I don't know if it's like that for everywhere, but definitely in New Jersey. No price gouging. I'll come for your toilet paper. I'll fly all the way out to America just to get your toilet paper. Why don't you just use a bidet? What's wrong with all of you? Midnight bought all the dog food. For what? Yes, I'm selling my arse. How much are you willing to pay for it? Where the hell is Chloe? She's usually up at this time. Chloe was in here. Maybe she blocked you, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's not in here right now. She probably fell asleep. She's in Scotland, too. What time is it in Scotland right now? 4:30 in the morning? Go to bed. I heard parrot food was sold out. How many people even have parrots? My grandpa has a parrot. That's real. We could be quarantined for months, Taylor. He's not funny. He is funny. I watched that. I'm going to get the virus. Wow. First of all, it's from 2019, okay? Pre-virus. Actually, it is called COVID-19 because of being from 2019. But anyway, he doesn't say anything about it. But he does talk about some weird stuff that's like very like, whoa, for the coronavirus. Because he doesn't know what the coronavirus is. And he makes these jokes that you're like, does he know about coronavirus? Maybe. Watch Dr. Stephen Greer's Disclosure Project. Is that on Netflix? Can you message me that so I don't forget? Oh, Iori, hi, good to see you again. We're not allowed to say Chinese. What? Anything with China involved equals contracting Chinese virus. Right after we found out about coronavirus, me and Ed were like, do you want to get some Chinese food? Yeah, that sounds good. So, I don't know. We're not responsible, apparently. I just touched my face. Probably gonna die. What's his name? Ronnie Chiang. Oh, why don't I just type it in here? It's weird typing in... No, don't autocorrect me like I don't know how to spell what I'm freaking spelling. There. Ronnie Chiang. Has a good comedy special, too. That's what I'm talking about. What did you think I was talking about? He has a good comedy special, too. I'm talking about his comedy special. I was prepared since early February. I already knew this was going to happen. Yeah, you posted that on your Instagram story. That is kind of crazy. Black market, don't get caught. Are you... Black market, don't get caught. So maybe don't broadcast about it on Periscope. Are you in a shelter in place? I don't think so. We may or may not have gone to GameStop today to get video games for the kids. Anti-capitalism. Correct, yes. I'm getting high, Taylor. My English is not perfect. I don't understand all. That's okay. My mom's got 4 parrots. Dude, tell your mom to lighten her load. Ronnie Chang, no Amazon. No Amazon Prime. Prime now. I want Prime now. Yeah. I want to click the buy button and you put it in my hand. You break into my house. You put it into my hand right now. And you feed it to me and you help me chew my food. Okay. My fake mom had a parrot. Your fake mom? Oh my god, don't call her that. She's real. She's a real girl. But it's from China. Oh my gosh, fake mom. So honest question, is it better to support with super hearts or on the website? I really appreciate all those super hearts that you just sent, and I don't want to poo-poo on them at all. I love super hearts so much, so much. It is technically better to support on the website in terms of percentages. So like I'll get more of a percentage of the money that you send through the website than I will through super hearts because of the 30% charge that the App Store and Google Play Store charge for the processing. But Periscope right now, they're not managing their company very well, which is great news for me because they're basically like, if you're buying what I assume the $100 packs, I'm actually still I get the same amount of money whether you spend the $100 pack or the $1 pack. And you get 25% more super hearts if you do the $100 pack. So we actually end up like circumventing the 30% fee and we're only losing like 9% or something, which isn't bad. But on the website, it's like 4%. So it's still better that way. But it's like, it's not a major difference. I love both. And the super hearts are more fun, right? Like you can see them coming up on the screen. It's like, yeah, everybody's excited. When you send money through the website, it's like a boop. Like, I just like, I get it all at once and it's just like doop, like across the top of my screen that not everybody can see it. So I get it if you prefer super hearts. I definitely don't want to discourage anyone from sending super hearts. And super hearts are good too for people who just want to send like a few cents every day, right? They're just like, let me just sprinkle a little like something in here, a little like, here's 50 cents for your troubles. Cool, I'll take it. More bad stuff's gonna happen in 2020. Same day delivery. Ooh, yeah. And she loves poo-pooing too. I do love poo-pooing. But we're not talking about pooping, which I do love. I pooped twice today. Stop, that's too much information. See, this is not the Porsche experience at all. I can't put makeup on my Honda experience and expect it to be any different. GameStop said they're essential retail, so they're staying open. The guy told me at the counter, he was like, sorry it's taking so long for like the credit card to process. He's like, it is, what did he say? He's like, GameStops all around the country are going crazy right now. Like, so many people are buying stuff from GameStop right now. And I'm like, yeah, well, we're trapped in our houses, so we're like, well, we need some good video games to play. 44% to Google and 66% to NextJuice. 44 plus 66 is not 100. That's 110%. But that's not actually good math, Greg. That's only, so if you were buying the $1 pack, like if you were literally like, I'm going to pay $1, get 1,000 super hearts and send it to you, then yeah, it is 66% that I get. So it is a 34% overhead, which would really only give Periscope a 4% profit margin. Everything above that, they basically make nothing. So, like, they should be making money off the Super Hearts program, but they're not, which is why the Super Broadcaster program on Periscope, getting paid Super Hearts on Periscope, is the best monetization of any live streaming app anywhere, because it's losing them money. I don't know if it's a loss leader. I don't know if they're just not paying attention to it, if they don't know how to do math. I'm benefiting from it. I'm cool with it, but I don't think it's going to last forever, so we'll just take advantage of it while it's here. Thanks for asking, Ben. I don't always get to explain all that because usually people don't want to hear all that. I missed it. I had to sleep tonight. Oh, hi, Gary. You can watch the replay if I ever end this freaking broadcast. Let's end this and draw some dares, because I have to draw 2 dares now, because I got over 100,000 super hearts and I got $100 on the website today. So I have to draw 2 dares tonight. So let's end this and do that. Let me finish with these comments. Periscope is crazy these past couple of days. I've seen some crazy naked girls on here. Blame Mike. Seriously, I'm going to have to unfollow Mike. My stepmother just ordered McDonald's. #getting high. Super hearts are pretty fun, though. Exactly, yes. I need to send them a message and tell them we need more packages. Oh, like higher level. And yeah, like sending them. So if you send like a lot, like, if you send like 100,000, 200,000, it's like it freezes and it's not sending anymore. Like it doesn't actually let you send them anymore. And it won't let you buy more. And it's like, Yeah, they definitely need larger packages. I agree. You can email them if you want. It's help@pscp.tv. Anyone can email them. So if you guys are ever like ghosting, like your comments aren't coming up, or there's glitching and there's problems, and I'm not like, oh, sorry, low power mode on my phone, like it's my fault, which sometimes it is. Or if I'm going like, I don't know what the problem is, it must be on Periscope's end, then you can like message them and be like, Taylor blamed you, and then they'll shut me down, and I won't get any of those super hearts Ben sent me, and it'll be your fault, so don't do that maybe. All right, but you can report other stuff, just don't blame it on me, even though it's almost always my fault. I bought games on my system, fuck going to GameStop. Finessing ass. So we washed our hands before we went, we washed our hands when we got home. I'm not going to say anymore. I saw a great art store open today. Ooh, Netflix and GameStop is the new day night question. Yeah, exactly. There's actually a ballet going on not too far from here that I want to go to. It's in May, and I've never gone to a ballet of my own, like, choosing, but I took this music class in, I think, like, a couple semesters ago, and I was, like, learning about ballet and how ballet is, like, almost sign language. They have, like, all the moves that they do when they're dancing is actually, like, a language. It's actually the script. They incorporate it into dance. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't mind watching it now. So I'm hoping that we can go, but I feel like May might be a little too soon. I don't know. Now you gotta draw 4 dares. I don't draw 1 for every 100,000 super hearts I get. What are you, drunk? A political wiener measuring contest. Actually, Ed said that he would want to go with me. It's cool how Trump was broke and he used the media and Wall Street Journal to up his stock price. He was broke? Should go to Shen Yun if you can. Okay, what is that? Because that kind of sounds... Oh, is that a ballet? Okay, I was going to say it sounds like a Chinese city and I don't think I should go there right now. Wait, she tried to get you to do ballet? You would have got a lot of girls. Maybe, but you also might have not gotten a lot of girls. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gender norming right now. Ben comes back in like, I thought we were ending this broadcast. Why are we still here? I'm sorry, Ben! Okay, we're gonna end. I love you guys. Oh my freaking God. 408,753,000 super hearts. Oh my God. From Ben, who enjoys the outdoors. You will find him on the golf course during the summer and the mountains during the winter. He has run 8 half marathons in the last 3 years, and he is single, ladies. His phone number is... I don't know his phone number. He won't give it to me, even though I've asked so many times. And also, I have no idea if he's single. He might not be. Laura, thank you for the super hearts. Thank you, Hayden, for 170,000 super hearts. Another MVP in the building. Thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Mike. Hayden is going to be so pissed when he finds out somebody out super hearted him. What dares am I saying? I'm going to come back and draw dares with you guys live. I had to go explore a website, so in your website, $25 a month gets you into your private group. So my private Periscope group could even be as low as $5 a month. So it's any recurring support. So if you do monthly recurring support at any of those levels, you get in the private Periscope group. My next level mastermind group, which is once a month on Skype, is $25 or more. He is single. There he is, ladies. Single, generous. He likes golf. He likes the mountains. He likes long walks on the beach. I made that last one up. That was me. Sorry, I was talking about myself for a second there. And that was my stomach. Boy got toilet paper. I'll take his number. Ben, are you also interested in men? I'm not sure because Brent is expressing interest in your toilet paper stock. That's like 96 miles of running, except, yeah, 8 half marathons? I think that no, wait, let's see, 8 half marathons. I want to say that's 104 miles of running. How's my math? Anybody? Is it 13 miles, half marathon? Wait, why I at him? Am I drunk? You probably are drunk. If you're asking me if you're drunk, yes. The answer is definitely yes. Private group, no Bob's opening. Only Spice Girls singing 24/7. I have been known to sing little Spice Girls in there, but I don't always. Sometimes it's just me, like, writing a paper or going to the post office or something very, like, it's not, like, the most exciting group ever, okay? So I'm not trying to make it seem, it's just me. Like, I went live in there before this. I was, like, putting some makeup on. Me and Hayden were fighting. We were getting ready to go live in here. Hayden was making me laugh so hard that I was crying my makeup off, and I had just put my makeup on. I was like, God damn it, Hayden, stop! And he was like, what was he doing? He was going, okay, I'll do it for the end of the broadcast. All right, this is the end. This is the end. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I need him to do it for me. Okay. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you on the next juice. Hiya, 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 Survivor music in the background. I'm not good at doing it. Okay, bye!